Thank you for joining us for your English session program on Radio Television of Burkina Faso. The Ghanaian president got a 2-day trip to Ouagadougou. Nana Akufo-Addo was welcomed at the international airport of Ouagadougou by President of Faso Roch-Marc Christian Kaboré. It is the very first visit of the Ghanaian president to Burkina Faso after his election at the head of the Republic of Ghana. The visit of Nana Akufo-Addo was to strengthen the relationship between Burkina Faso and Ghana. During the visit, experts of both countries got a workshop on this cooperation. They defined different aspects of cooperation to be consolidated: energy, transportation, the building of a railway between Ouagadougou and Accra are part of this domain. On this issue, I invite you to listen to the Ghanaian Foreign Affairs.
Ghana and Burkina Faso have cooperated on a lot of issues, both bilaterally and on the multilateral level. Even at the level of ECOWAS, there's been a lot of cooperation. After all, we see ourselves as one people, bound by history, culture, and all of that. Today, we have come here as a team, who have been brought here by President Akufo-Addo, who is visiting his friend and brother, to first of all to thank him for attending his inauguration, and also to let him know that as a new president, he is willing to work with him. So today we are renewing the arrangements that we already have. We already have a permanent joint commission for cooperation. The last time they met was in 2013. Today we are coming up with a framework, a memorandum of understanding of the areas in which bilaterally we are going to cooperate. Areas such as security, agriculture, transportation, and so on and so forth. So that's why we are here. Ministers from our side and ministers from the Burkinabe side, we are sitting down to look at the areas. We are doing this so that our two countries and our citizens will benefit.
A dinner was given to the delegation of Ghana by President of Faso Roch-Marc Christian Kaboré. During the dinner, both heads of state decided to warm up the bilateral cooperation for a good future of both people. At the end of the visit, Roch-Marc Christian Kaboré and Nana Akufo-Addo met journalists for a press conference still on the relationship between Ghana and Burkina Faso.
I've been received, the delegation and I have been given a very warm and friendly welcome by the President, by members of his government, and by the people of Burkina Faso, for which we are very, very grateful and very touched. Our two countries are linked in so many ways, by history, by geography, by common ethnic and cultural ties, that we have no option but to work together to try and improve the conditions of life of our two peoples. That is the focus of my visit here, to reassure the President that even though there's been a change in the leadership of our country in Ghana, Ghana's commitment to strong relationships with her neighbors, in particular with Burkina Faso.
The visit took end with a final communique read by the Burkina Foreign Affairs Alpha Bari. Both countries agreed to develop domains of trade, agriculture, energy with power interconnection between Ouagadougou and Bolgatenga, and transportation. Before he returns back home, President of Faso decorated Nana Akufo-Addo with the high honorific distinction in Burkina Faso as a symbol of the good relationship between Ghana and Burkina Faso. Let us stay in the domain of cooperation to say that a delegation of the MCC, the Millennium Challenge Corporation, is currently staying in Burkina Faso. The delegation and some members of the government with Prime Minister got a workshop to prepare the second compact of the MCA that the USA granted to Burkina Faso. Melissa Ho, who was conducting the American delegation, says he's very happy to get into contact with the government of Burkina Faso, and both countries are ready to work together for the success of this compact. A Burkina national was violently assaulted by a gang in the USA, mainly in Bronx. Suleiman Porgo is currently unconscious in a hospital. The gang is wanted by police. The Burkina community in New York is mobilized. The story is by Umar Zombri.
Bronx, USA, May the 2nd. The man down here in this picture is Suleiman Porgo, a citizen of Burkina Faso. He is a victim of an aggression perpetrated by gang members. This felony occurred when someone part of this gang tried to rob a bag of the street vendor Suleiman Porgo, who ran after the thief and got his merchandise back. Following it, the thief called his gang for a vendetta.
Porgo been selling books and bags on the street, and someone came and took one bag. It followed him and took the bag away from him, and this guy go and call his gang member, and they come and just knock him down. He hit the ground, and now he's in critical condition in Lincoln Hospital.
The violence of this felony didn't leave any chance of escaping to this Burkinabe, who is a legal immigrant and who resides in USA more than 20 years now. The perpetrators, clearly identified, are still running, but New York policemen are running after them.
The police was contacted by our ambassador and consular in New York, and now they identify these individuals. There's 2 people on the run now, and they're looking for anybody who has any information to contact the detective so they can arrest them.
This is the second time that a Burkinabe is victim of this kind of barbarousness in New York City.
It's an unfortunate situation happened to Burkinabe community right now. Right now we got 2 people in a serious condition by a gang member. But we have some community from Guinea, Liberia, and Senegal who been robbed, who been punched, killed by this gang. That's in general.
Now, should we worry about the health condition of Mr. Porgo?
Yes, we have to worry because the command, when someone is the command, does he lose everything? We're gonna pray for God so he can wake up. But if someone wake up from the coma, it's gonna be some mobility problem or some hearing problem or some speech problem. So, but we're gonna pray, ask everybody, the Muslim community, the Protestant community, the Christian, to pray for Mr. Porgo to wake up, and God can do anything. And he can come back with us and start working and take care of his family. Because Mr. Porgo has been in New York City more than 20 years, and he's a good guy. He's over there, he's helping anybody in New York City.
The Burkinabe community in New York and all over the country is mobilized and waiting impatiently to know the truth about this case, and mostly to see the perpetrators punished by the law. But before it, Ben Gaston Sawadogo is calling upon Burkinabe living in the United States to watch their back and be careful around them in order to avoid such unlucky situation.
The trial of the 32 former members of the government under Blaise Compaoré's regime was postponed one more time. 2 lawyers selected to defend 2 ministers requested the postponement of the trial just to better discover the content of the file of their client. The trial will resume on the 8th of May. And we are going to discover an institution named Apex. It is an agency for the promotion of export in Burkina Faso. Leaders of this institution adopted a new strategy to better promote local products in Burkina Faso. We met the managing director of Apex for more details on their new policy, so I invite you to listen to him.
Apex is the agency for export promotion. It is the former National Office for Foreign Trade known as ONAC, and it was created in 1974, but in 2011 the name has been changed to become a Burkina Faso Agency for Export, meaning it is under the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Handicraft.
What are the main missions of APEX?
The main mission of APEX is to promote export from Burkina Faso, to open foreign markets for what Burkina Faso has as product that can be bought, that can be exchanged in the world market. And to this effect, we have put a certain number of activities, certain number of structure in order to do that. This is why the first thing we do is to make sure that we know the export potential of Burkina Faso, what Burkina Faso has as potential that is on demand in the world market. The second thing is to know who are the exporters and what level are they in terms of their ability to enter the international market, their ability to produce enough quantity, but also with quality. And when we ensure that this is done, the second thing is to see now with the product that they have, what market we can find for them. So we are also running some market research to make sure that the product that Burkina Faso has that can be sold in the world market, we can find market for them. This is the other aspect. The other activity we run is the organization or the attendance to international trade fair, because it is at these places that you can see the competitiveness of your product, that you can show how you can sell your product and have partnership. This is generally what APEX has been doing and will continue to do in improving this way of doing things.
These last days, your administration has been planning a certain number of policies to promote export in Burkina Faso. Just tell us what are these policies?
This national policy has what we call the best product Burkina has to go with the world market. We identify them. For instance, you take the case of mangoes, onion, cattle and meat. You have sesame seed. You have cashew nut. That we decided to promote this product during the first term of the national strategy. Now we have to see, are these products still on demand in the world market? What is their competitiveness and what Burkina Faso can do? And in addition to this product, are there new products that we can add in the policy and try to market them in the world market? And this is the main activity we are trying to do with this meeting. And as you know, APEX is the structure in charge of promotion. But we work with other structure, with other institutions like the Chamber of Commerce, like the shipping company, CBC, like Abenon, the Standard Office, like the Ministry of Trade, some department there, Ministry of Agriculture. So we have to gather all these people, also with the producers, but also the exporters. You have different sectors. All these people put together should say, this is the new policy we need to promote trade in Burkina Faso, export in Burkina Faso, and from that, APEX will take it and implement it for the benefits of our export.
Thank you for watching. Stay connected to Radio Television of Burkina Faso to enjoy your weekend. See you next time and take care.